There's my debut right there.
Wow.
That's November of 1990.
And I was 6 years old, and I was shitting my pants.
Were you?
This was the scariest thing you can imagine for a 6-year-old. You know, you're watching all these, it was some guy in a chicken suit that came out of that egg to show you how silly things were back then. So it had our attention. And then all of a sudden, this guy comes out, and he's like half dead, and you don't know what's going on, and he's scary and dominant more than anything.
Yeah, the thing was dominant. But this is the era of everything. I mean, you could tell this guy's in bright pink, and so that's Coco Beware.
Yeah, he's wearing some hot yoga pants.
Yeah, that's, you know.
I mean, that guy had a parrot on his shoulder when he came to the ring.
Did he?
Yeah. Right? Was it a parrot?
Yeah, Frankie.
How does one do a pile driver and not hurt your opponent?
Hey, this is the guy to ask.
Yeah.
You got to. It's a way you grab them, and you got to be you just got to be strong enough to
support their body.
To support their body, and the key for me is when my knees start. I'm kind of pulling them up.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like a shock absorber. Ideally, the head never touches.
Did you ever see the fight between Bob Sapp and Minotauro Nogueira in Pride?
Yeah.
That ruined that guy for the rest of his career.
Yeah.
Bob Sapp actually pile drived him, and Bob Sapp was 375 with abs.
Yeah. He was a freak.
Yeah, and he pile drived Nogueira, who was at the time the heavyweight champion.
Yeah.
It's a crazy
Rampage
video.
Suplexed some guys.
Oh, my God. Ricardo Arona.
Gosh.
He suplexed a lot of guys. He slammed a lot of guys. But Ricardo Arona, it was the worst slam I've ever seen in my life. Ricardo Arona caught Rampage in a triangle. And Rampage picked him up. And instead of abandoning the triangle, he tried to hang on. And Rampage picked him up like a pillow. Like, you would hit like your little brother over the head with a pillow. Like, you'd lift back like this, and then boom! And he slams him into the mat, and then his head collides with Arona's head upon impact.
Yeah, that's the same way Rose lost to.
Similar.
Yeah.
Similar way. Yeah,
she
slammed.
didn't let go.
Yeah, exactly.
Dropped on her head.
Yeah, you got to let go. When you get picked up in a triangle, you got to let go, or you got to hook a leg.
It's hard to. Yeah, I think for fighters, us, I mean, it's part of everyday deal. But I think for a fighter, it has to screw up your whole perspective because you don't expect somebody to be able to do that to you. You know what I'm saying? Like your instinct, I would imagine, is to squeeze tighter or like if I can,
The issue is it's hard to get a secured triangle.
Yeah.
So if you get to the point where your leg is like that, you're literally locked in. You don't want to let that go.
Right.
But you gotta.
Yeah, especially when you're looking over the top of the cage, something ain't right. So
especially
when
Rampage was so fucking strong.
Yeah,
that's a scary moment because Ricardo Arona was really never the same again. Never the same again. Because before that, he was a big contender. He was an elite guy, built like a Greek god. He was a killer.
Yeah.
But that one slam changed his whole career. He was never the same again.
Yeah, it was nasty. That was really nasty.
Yeah. So in wrestling, like the amount of trust that guy has to have in you is off the charts.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, we've established at this point. I think everybody understands what wrestling is. I mean, it's sports entertainment, and I think everybody's kind of gotten over the fact, that that's what we are. We're entertainment. But I don't think what people really realize is that in any given match on any given day, you're 2 inches away from something catastrophic happening. And it is. I mean, it's 2 inches from being a holy shit, that was really impressive, to holy shit, that guy ain't getting up.
Right.
And I think a lot of people that that shit on wrestling, they don't understand that aspect. And you're right, and it does take an enormous amount of trust. And it's really hard to get in the ring with somebody that's hurt a few people.
Right.